Hello my loves, what is up? What's going on? And welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a new pick a card reading, and this one is all about who you are becoming. So if you are curious who you're transforming into and what that timeline looks like and who you're currently becoming through all of your different experiences that are manifesting in your life and how that's going to shift you and change you over the next little while, then you came to the right place. We're going to connect with spirit today and get information for your highest good at this time. If you're new to these videos, I'm going to give you a quick little explanation about how it works. So this is going to be an intuitive reading, and there's 5 different groups in front of me. So we have group number 1. This one has a tanzanite aura quartz on top. So if you're drawn to group number 1, there's going to be timestamps linked down below so you can skip ahead right to your personal prediction. But if you're drawn to this one, that's going to be the pile for you. Group number 2, we have this green fluorite on top. Group number 3, we have this amethyst on top. Group number 4 is with this sunset aura quartz. And then group number 5, we have some angel aura quartz. So take a moment, pause the video if you need to find the pile that you are the most drawn towards. And then once you're done choosing, there's going to be timestamps linked down below in the comment box as well as the description box so that you can skip right ahead to your personal prediction all about who you're becoming. We're going to try to get as much information as possible. We're even going to be looking into who you are right now and the different things that are going to be transforming you and how that's working in your favor and how you are transforming yourself and what that's going to look like. So I'm really excited to get into it with you. I hope you are too. And woo! With that being said, let's go ahead and hop right into today's pick a card reading. All right, so my group number 1's my Tanzanite Aura Quartz group. Let's go ahead and hop right into your reading all about who you are becoming. Okay, group 1's, wow. First off, can we just talk about the fact that we have the periwinkle card that was hiding underneath here, and then I put the Tanzanite Aura Quartz on your group because those two are both like a periwinkle kind of like interesting bluish purple sort of color. So first off, that's your aura right now. I am fully feeling like your aura is becoming this periwinkle sort of purple blue type of color, which is activating the throat chakra, the third eye, and the crown chakra. So it's awakening your higher chakras right now. That's who you're now becoming. Those chakras are being activated for you. So I wouldn't be surprised if you are becoming someone who is much more intuitive and you're trusting your intuition. I do feel like you've been intuitive maybe for a long time now. You tend to be an empath. You can feel energy really fast. For example, when you walk into a room, you tend to pick up on that energy. However, what I'm seeing is you're actually beginning to master the throat, the third eye, and the crown chakra. And through this mastery, you are going to be able to be more decisive. So you won't be picking up on energies constantly all the time and feeling like they are just kind of shifting your energy, because I feel like you're the type of person, like if you walk into a bad vibe type of place, you tend to kind of maybe pick up on that energy, and then it's hard for you to switch back to your own energy because you pick up on stuff really easily. Like you're highly sensitive, you're highly intuitive, but you are becoming more of a master of your own energy to the point where you can now read energy, you can still pick up on energy, but you're not going to necessarily take it back home with you and be fully affected by it. You are now mastering this type of aspect of yourself. And I'm also feeling like you are mastering your intuition to the point where you are going to be able to trust your intuition so deeply, like you won't be questioning it as much anymore. Your path in life is about to become like an open road. You are going to understand exactly where you're meant to go, how you're meant to shift yourself, especially if you felt like you've been in a period of your life where maybe you were a little bit lost, or maybe you were questioning like, how do I actually manifest this? What is my next move? What am I supposed to do next? Who am I? What is my purpose? How am I transforming? Like there might have been a lot of different questions that you've had in your life, but because you're having this higher chakra activation, your channel to your higher self, your channel to the universe is going to become so wide open to the point where things are very clear to you, very obvious. Like For example, if somebody comes to you with a problem, you'll be able to intuitively see exactly where that problem is stemming from that person for them, and you're going to see exactly how they can shift it and fix it, as well as within your own life. So whenever you are questioning, okay, what is my next move supposed to be, like what's my path supposed to be, you're going to be able to see that so easily opening up in front of you. That's going to be so obvious to you, and you're going to become so much more flexible. Some of you might be really interested in yoga lately, or meditation, or other practices that help you balance the mind, the body, and the spirit, because yoga is so much more than just like a physical sort of thing. I recently did a 200-hour yoga teacher training, and I learned so much about the yoga practice and how deep it actually goes into the spirit and the mind and all other aspects. It's amazing. However, okay, for you, what I'm seeing is that you're going to be deepening different spiritual practices that are going to help you become more flexible in your mind, your body, and your spirit. I feel like you're integrating old lessons that you had in your life, old hardships, and you are finding ways to be so flexible through them. You're going to find your way through those harder times. And they won't even be affecting you in the same way anymore, because you're becoming so flexible that you're just going to be able to bend through those old challenges, move through them so easily. And again, they'll no longer be affecting you, because you are just becoming very balanced, very flexible, and challenges what I'm seeing, sorry, I'm like all over the place. I'm speaking a million miles a minute, but Spirit's speaking to me so fast in your reading right now. You are going to have so much more ease in your life, so much more ease. You're going to feel in flow. Things will come to you very naturally. Solutions, answers, they just come to you so quickly that you feel like you're in a constant flow. You feel like you're in a constant balance. And I'm also seeing that through all of these changes that are happening for you on an internal level, the manifestation of that externally is going to look very beautiful for you. So your reality is going to begin shifting as well, to where I feel like you're going to have more flexibility in your life. So when it comes to your career, when it comes to your day-to-day responsibilities, you feel like you can flow through them with so much more ease. It's easy for you. You're in a time of balance. You're approaching a time of balance because you're awakening those higher chakras and bringing in more balance in your body. And being so connected to like the universal consciousness is going to help you navigate through so many aspects of your life. We also have the Champagne Stillness card. This one, I feel like you're going to have so much more time to relax in your life, especially if you felt like you haven't had that lately. That's coming for you as well. So much more relaxation and a lot more spiritual connection. That's like a main aspect of your group right here. So I wouldn't even be surprised if like you're really called to go on like a spiritual retreat or start learning more things spiritually, start reading more, consuming more spiritual content, because you're on this spiritual awakening journey. But this spiritual awakening isn't one of those like dark night of the soul ones. This is more like the enlightenment, heart is shining, you're feeling free, you're feeling good, things are easy. Maybe it's like integrating a recent spiritual awakening. You're now integrating what all of that was, and then through that, so much balance in your life. We're also going to take out this deck of cards, and we're going to see, okay, there's a card that's going to show who you've been. We only want one card right now. A card of who you are right now, and then the next card is going to be who you're becoming. So let's see. So we have the Thief card. You know what? Okay, this one's interesting. So for who you are right now, the Thief energy, you might have imposter syndrome, and you might also have this outlook on life where you almost feel like you don't deserve like wealth or happiness. Look at this. It even says sheds light on the potential wealth within you that can never be stolen. I feel like right now you have imposter syndrome. That's the Thief. You have imposter syndrome. You almost feel like if you step into your power, if you step into your light, you're like, am I just a fraud? Am I just faking it? Is like, can I actually be this person? Can I actually step up into that light? I feel like right now you're being called to step up into a higher version of yourself. You know it, you feel it. You feel like your purpose is expanding. You feel like you want to step into more, but you've been holding yourself back lately through this feeling like you're being an imposter, through this feeling like, oh, am I just greedy if I try to charge money for my services? Am I greedy if I try to charge like what I want to be worth? So maybe you're feeling like, do I really deserve money? Do I really deserve abundance? Do I really deserve that much ease? Yes, you do. First of all, yes, you do. But we need to kind of work through kind of whatever's blocking you, all of those limiting beliefs around your ability to deserve that. So again, the light attributes of the Thief card is it sheds light on the potential wealth within you that can never be stolen. And it's not something that you're stealing from the world. You might also feel, you might also feel as if you're being greedy to manifest your desires. You might also feel like, am I actually worthy of that? Am I being insensitive to the world by wanting material happiness, material wealth, or material success, or success in my career? You almost feel as if maybe you're stealing that opportunity from others by stepping into that. Maybe you feel this sense of guilt around manifesting abundance and ease for you because maybe not everybody has that. But the thing is we all have the potential to create our own abundance, and there's more than enough to go around. So that's just a limiting belief. There is more than enough to go around. And I feel like you have so much to offer the world as well. But again, that imposter syndrome has been stopping you and standing in the way. Okay? And I feel like this is about you realizing that you are worthy of that. You don't have to be small and settle for less and accept struggle. You do not have to accept struggle out of fear that not having struggle means that you're making other people struggle. It doesn't mean that. The more you are abundant, the more you show and inspire others that they can be abundant. The more abundance that you create for yourself, the more that you'll have to share and give to other people. That's the thing, is it actually rises up everybody else too. That's the thing. Once you're abundant, I'm sure that you'll be providing beautiful things, maybe beautiful services or beautiful advice to other people, or maybe you're going to be helping your family or your friends or helping yourself. And in turn, that always helps other people, right? So let's say that you're living your best life and you have a lot of, money in abundance, and you go on the nicest vacations, you go here, you go there, you're spending that money, and that money is feeding back into that loop and helping others. It's providing more abundance for others as well. Maybe through that abundance, you're going to be at a restaurant, you're like, oh, I feel like I can tip more. I feel like I can tip extra and make somebody else's day. You're providing more abundance by becoming more abundant. That's just it. Okay, and then look at here, the shadow attribute is stealing money, creative ideas, affection, or other powers you think you lack. You think you lack it. That's the thing. You think that you lack the wisdom or the skill, or like maybe you're seeking external validation or external permission before you feel like you can step up into your highest being. But you don't need to wait for that, my love. The universe right now wants you to work through this, because look at all these activations that you're going through. You have so much to offer, and I really feel like you're about to offer so much to the world. Maybe you're even going to work in some sort of way. I feel like you're going to be working for yourself if you're not already. But I do feel like you're working at least independently, either right now or you're about to be. And I do feel like there's a spiritual aspect to that. And who you're becoming is the alchemist, my love. You're becoming the alchemist. Okay? So the light attributes of the alchemist is transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. Realizing that even when you're wanting, the material aspects, and maybe part of you is like, oh, I shouldn't want material things because it's not spiritual, or, maybe people are going to think I'm not spiritual because I want these material things and whatever. No, spiritual beings having a temporary human experience, and part of the human experience is the material world and being able to experience the material world and interact with it and create and do those experiences. So that's just what that is. So transformation of base motives into and goals into golden wisdom. You're going to have so much wisdom by manifesting your motives and your goals. You're going to be able to transform those goals into so much wisdom to share with others. So it's not just about manifesting the material wealth, it's like the wisdom that comes along with that too. There's so much there. And there's so much more depth to all those things. And it's okay to want that. That's what I'm trying to say here, is it's okay to want that. That's okay. The shadow attribute of this is the misuse of power and knowledge that come through spiritual practice. So one aspect of this is not getting lost in becoming solely about the material world. It's about that nice balance of, yes, I'm experiencing the material, but I'm also experiencing the spiritual. And I feel like you're going through a big spiritual awakening right now to integrate more of that material world with that balance of the spiritual wisdom. Like, I feel like you are cultivating both of those so that you don't feel like you're no longer an imposter, or you're no longer just like being greedy or any of that. No. Become the alchemist who shares that wisdom, that knowledge, helps uplift others, and in turn also makes money, makes a living for themselves. I've definitely seen the people who, think that spiritual people shouldn't ever want material stuff, but it's like, well, we came to this human experience, which is a material experience, to go through that, to live that. So that's totally okay. It's like, it's okay to charge money for your services. Like, it's an exchange of energy, right? Money's just like a type of exchange of energy. But anyway, next two cards. We have the Guardian card, preserve, protect, defend, shelter. And then we also have the Mystic card, which I'm not even surprised that that one's coming up for you. I do feel like you're stepping more into that mystic aspect of yourself. Again, your intuition's awakening. And this card, once again, has those different colors that are awakening the throat, the third eye, and the crown chakras. I feel like you're going to have very strong intuition, where, again, you kind of just see your path. You're going to understand it. And whenever it comes to manifesting something, you're going to know exactly what to do to achieve that. You're also being divinely protected. And I feel like you're also transforming into a version of yourself where you feel safe, you feel secure. You don't feel like unstable or scared. And if you have felt unsure and almost fearful of certain things in your life right now, you are also alchemizing that and transforming into the version of yourself that feels very protected, that has a very good shelter, has a very good home, who can navigate any maze and find the solution, find the goal. It's like you're growing your wings right now. You're stepping into a much more powerful, much more sure version of yourself. There's almost been this kind of feeling of being lost that maybe you've had in the past couple years. This feeling of like, okay, who am I? Where am I going? And there's been this lost energy, but you are transforming that. You are finding yourself. Your intuition's becoming so powerful that, again, you're just going to know exactly your path. You're going to see exactly what that is. And I feel like your heart and your throat chakra has been wanting to voice it. You've been wanting to come out of your shell. But the reason why you've been lost is because you've had different mental blocks, this thief block. So you've been thieving your own skills, your own callings by saying, nope, because I'm not good enough, or that's greedy to want that, that's this. It's all these beliefs that have been stuck in your way, that have been blocking your shine. They've been blocking your light. That's why it's been confusing about where to go. But again, you're alchemizing those old belief systems and now turning them into golden wisdom. And through that, again, you're just going to step up into a higher version of yourself. For some reason, I'm feeling like yoga is going to be a big part of your practice soon, if it's not already. Like, this card is just really making me think about yoga. For some reason, I'm thinking about yoga in Bali is coming to my mind for whatever reason. But yeah, anyway, we also have the Hangman being reversed. So you're also, if you felt stuck in any way, shape, or form, that is also like, that's going to end. You're no longer going to feel stuck. You're shifting your perspective on a lot of things. So if there's been perspectives that have been working against you in your life, that is eradicating. You're shifting into perspectives that lift you up rather than tear you down and stop you. These new perspectives that you are going to be attaining are going to help uplift you. They're going to help you spread your wings and going to help you step into your power. That is who you're becoming, my love. The next card that we have, Five of Swords. You're transforming these negative thoughts that used to come up. And again, Five of Swords is also a thieving card. Stealing, being taken advantage of. Ooh, my love, there's another aspect here. So if you've had a tendency in the past to be a people pleaser, that is ending as well. Because in that people pleaser mentality, you've allowed people to walk all over you or take advantage of you because you put their needs and desires above your own. I also feel like that's been causing sacral chakra issues. So when it comes to your relationships or when it comes to your sacral chakra health, that's been slightly imbalanced because you've been allowing people to maybe walk all over you, or you haven't wanted to disappoint people. You haven't been, and of course nobody wants to disappoint anybody, nobody wants that. However, sometimes we have to put ourselves first and say, you know what, okay, this is who I am. I need to honor myself first and foremost. I need to honor my authenticity. I can't just lie and pretend in order to please somebody. I can't just put off my own passions, my own desires out of fear of what other people might think, out of a fear that other people might not be in alignment. That's fine. Not everyone's going to be in alignment with you. So you might as well do what you want to do, because let me give you a little secret right now. If you are pretending and trying to please the people who are not even in alignment with you anyway, then you're also saying no to the people who are in alignment with you. Because as you put on that mask for people pleasing the people that aren't in alignment, now the people that are in alignment are going to see that mask and they're going to think like, oh, that person's not in alignment with you. So everything is out of alignment when you people please, when you wear a mask. But when you can take off that mask, then you're not thieving away your own energy, your own joy, your own essence of who you are. You're not stealing your own essence anymore. You're not allowing other people to steal that essence, because now you're standing up for yourself. You're being authentic. You're being you. And it doesn't matter if other people get hurt by that. That's their own thing. It's just like, okay, that's, it's not in alignment. It's whatever. Be you, right? Confront those things, so that you're not stealing your own energy or allowing other people to steal and control your own energy. I think it's time to step up into your power and be you and not rob yourself. I feel like you've been robbing yourself of the experiences that your heart has been calling you towards, robbing yourself of the energy that your whole soul has been like, I really want that. That's a lot of energy right there, okay? Stop robbing yourself of your own callings. That's the new energy coming for you, is you're going to stop robbing yourself of your own callings, your own light, your own desires, okay? That was a lot. Okay, then we also have the Lovers being reversed. So that is another people-pleasing card, and being afraid to be yourself in society, being afraid to take off your mask and be vulnerable, being afraid to really show your true thoughts, your true ideas, your true self. And so, again, that's eradicating so that you can show up as your authentic self. Your relationships are also going to change in your life, and you're going to start manifesting people who are in full alignment with you, because you're no longer people-pleasing. You're no longer wearing a mask. Therefore, people can see the true you. And through that, you're going to now find people who are in alignment with you because you're being your true self. So hopefully that makes sense. We also have the Judgment card, and it's upright. So this is stepping up to a higher calling. You see these trumpets on this card? The trumpets that are on the sides here? Your higher self has been calling you up towards something. Your higher self has been like, yo, there's this new calling. You're answering the call. Your new self, the person that you're stepping into, is answering the call and does not fear judgment, does not fear criticism along the path, because any path, there's going to be judgment and criticism. So you might as well do the one that you actually want, since there's going to be judgment and criticism either way. So why not do the one that you actually want? It's impossible to please everybody, so let's go ahead and please ourselves. I also think that there's going to be something to celebrate soon. The champagne, anytime that we really, like, champagne is a representation of a celebration. It's like popping something off. And I feel like for you, you're popping the cork that's been keeping your energy so deep inside. And it's time to let your bubbliness out. I feel like you're naturally a very bubbly person, but maybe you've been hiding that or suppressing that. But naturally, you're a very bubbly person, so let's come back out. And that's another aspect that you're going to be stepping into, my love. So, wow, that was a reading. Okay, should we pull out more cards or should we leave it at that? That's the big question right now. Let's pull another card. I feel like pulling another card for you. I feel like taking out the mermaid deck. So let's see. Group 1. Any last messages that Spirit wants to say for my group 1s? Positivity, the bubbliness. You're allowing your bubbliness back out. Your positivity is coming back out. Like, look at how much joyful you are. If you've been going through any dark times where you felt like your joy was suppressed and all of that, part of you's been robbing yourself of that joy. But you are alchemizing that. You're shifting that right now. All of the things and the experiences that you're going through right now, and all the experiences leading up right now, you are stepping back into this positive, bubbly self who's optimistic, who has joy. You're going to alchemize past experiences that made you feel really scared or worried, past experiences that made you feel stuck and helpless. You're going to be alchemizing that and coming out of that. Your intuition is going to become activated and so powerful that you know exactly where to go. Your mystic abilities are coming back out, and maybe you've been denying them because maybe you've been scared of them, or maybe you've been afraid of the judgment that comes along with, living your authentic path. But you're stepping out of that. And the timeline, let's look at timeline right now. So first off, I feel like you're already in this transformation. This transformation has already begun. I feel like it's been happening maybe for the past 3 to 6 months for some of you. Again, it's a general reading, so I give like more broader timelines in a general reading. But I feel like this is going to be complete in the next 12 months. It's going to be complete. You're going to be fully here in this very positive, optimistic self again within the next 12 months. For some of you, again, it's a general reading. Some of you, this might happen in the next 2 months. For some of you, I feel like the soonest that this is going to happen, the next 2 months. You're going to be in this state. The longest timeline that this will take for all of you watching this is 12 months. And it's going to happen over time. So you're going to notice over these next 12 months, you're just continuing to integrate and come out of your shell and awaken those higher chakras. You're going to continue to come into this very positive state where you're honoring yourself, honoring who you are and what you desire in life. And it's going to be absolutely beautiful, to say the least, my group number 1s. So thank you so much for joining me here today. Also, the numerology of number 1, since you're group number 1, the numerology is always significant. Number 1 is stepping into being a leader, not needing anyone else to follow or to piggyback on. The numerology of 1 is like, I got this. I can be independent. I can do it myself. I can, and I will. And I'm not going to wait around for anyone else's permission. I'm not going to wait around for anyone else to kind of like tread the waters first for me. I'm doing it. I'm going to be the leader of myself, my life. You're stepping into that leadership position, which also makes me feel like, again, your career is going to be much more independent if it's not already. And you're stepping up into more of that leadership position. I feel like your career is going to be expanding. I feel like you're also going to be making more money and pioneering something new and being unique. There's a uniqueness coming out for you where you're not afraid to be yourself and to own that uniqueness, even if you might be the only one at first. But I feel like you're going to garner a following, because usually the numerology of a 1 is they're such a leader and they're usually the first ones to ever do something, but they usually garner a lot of people following them afterwards because other people are like, wait, that's really inspiring. You went down that path and that's what happened. Oh, I want to do that too. That looks cool. And so usually they garner a following. So another aspect of this is you're probably going to garner more of a following if you work in social media or anything like that. I feel like within the next 12 months, you're going to garner a lot of people wanting to learn from you, wanting to follow you. Or if you own your own business, you're garnering a lot more clientele because, again, people want to learn from you as you're stepping into that more independent nature, stepping into who you are authentically, that unique aspect of you and becoming your own leader. People are going to want to follow that. So again, that's what we have here for my group number ones. Wow, my camera's about to cut out right now. I'm so glad it hasn't already. It always cuts out at 30 minutes. But again, with that being said, thank you so much for joining me here today, and I will see you next time. Bye. All right, so my group number twos, if you chose this pile, this is going to be your reading all about who you're becoming. So let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, my group twos, we have the goldenrod of choices, sapphire blue with the belief. The sapphire blue belief is an activation of your third eye. So your third eye is activating. It's so interesting in this card, she's almost holding her third eye and she's like denying it. So here in the choices card, you might be in a position in your life right now where you have a major choice in front of you. You could go this way, you could go that way. You could do what you're being told to do, maybe what everyone is saying, oh, that's the right path, but maybe you're also being really pulled and really called towards a different path. And you're like, okay, what do I do? What do I follow? Maybe you're going through like an existential crisis within yourself right now, and you're kind of deep diving to learn so much more about yourself and to kind of find answers. And this is sort of where you are right now. And it's interesting also with the fluorite. Fluorite helps us awaken all of our chakras. It helps us find our alignment. So what are you aligning to? I honestly feel like who you're becoming is somebody who's going to become so much more sure of themselves. I feel like you are learning how to fully make decisions for yourself, and it possibly might disappoint people. It might be bittersweet, but who do you want to be at the end of your life? What choices do you want to have made? Do you want to have made choices that kept you small or kept you living kind of the same life, or lived life for other people, other people's wants, other people's needs? Or do you want to live life for you, where you're making your own path and you are not afraid to follow what makes you happy? Maybe you're also worried because maybe you're thinking, oh, am I going to be successful? Can I actually do this? Can I make this happen? Is this the right choice? Well, anything that you desire, any choice that you make has the potential to be the right choice. It depends your energy and how you are looking at that choice. If you continue to follow your path, the path that's going to make you most happy, and you believe in yourself, it all comes down to belief, because whenever we reach a challenge, if we don't believe in ourselves, if we are having more doubt than belief in our life, we're likely going to look at that challenge and let it stop us and hold us back, and then we're going to revert back to ground zero. However, when we reach a challenge, and let's say we approach it with the sense of like, I believe in myself more than I doubt myself. I'm having more confidence, and maybe there is still a little bit of doubt because sometimes we can't eradicate that fully, but if we're predominantly 50% or 51%, we're like, I believe in myself, your likelihood of now overcoming that challenge and then getting to the other side of that and reaching your goal, now all of a sudden that's your potential. That's what you can now do. But it does take a belief, because if we don't believe in ourselves, we're not going to overcome certain things. We're not going to mussy up the energy to even try, because if we don't believe in ourselves, we're not even going to do it. So that's a huge secret right there. We're also going to get a card from this deck, and the first card that we get here is going to reveal more about your current energy and who you currently are, and then our second card that we're going to place over here is going to reveal who you're becoming. So hopefully this will give you more insight as well on your current dilemmas of this choice that you have to make. Like, do I stay or do I go? Do I choose this or do I choose that? So let's see, your current energy, my group twos. Your current energy is the martyr. That would make so much sense. Okay, let's dive into this before we pull out your other card. So the Martyr, it's so interesting because the Martyr is, especially when he's reversed like this, he likes to please others and thinks that he's doing a good service to the world by saying no to his own wants and needs and saying yes to other people. He thinks he's being good by doing that, but that's not good, because what are you teaching everyone else to do? What are you teaching everyone else by denying your own passions, your own wants and needs, and living for the wants and needs of others? Everyone is responsible for their own life. Let me give you this advice right now. Everyone is responsible for their own happiness, and you should never place your own happiness on someone else and make it somebody else's responsibility. It's no one else's responsibility. Everyone's responsible for their own happiness, and so are you. And it does not make you a good person to deny your own wants and needs in the place of other people. It does not make you necessarily a good person. Okay, let's get into why. Because of course, a lot of us believe that, oh, if I sacrifice my own wants and needs and focus on other people's happiness, that makes me really, really good. No, because what are you teaching everyone else to do? What if everyone in this entire world started going off that philosophy and started saying no to what they wanted, so they were unhappy because they're denying their own wants and needs, and then people pleasing or pleasing other people, or giving all of their life force energy to helping other people. But let's say everyone else was doing that too. The whole world would be unhappy if that was the case. So, okay, let's even read what this says. This says addiction to self-pity as well. An addiction to self-pity. Sometimes the Martyr as well, another aspect of him is he likes to play the victimhood thing because it's easier. It's easier for us to become the victim than to become the one who's responsible. So we like to say, as the Martyr, if we're playing out the Martyr, and I'm not saying that you are this deep into this, like you might resonate with maybe like some of this. I'm just giving like the extreme example here, but the Martyr plays the victim because it's easier. It's easier to blame other circumstances, other people for our failures or our lack of success or for any other thing. And so sometimes we like to get self-pity. So sometimes we're like, oh, well, this happened to me, or I got stuck here, or, oh, I had to not follow my passion because of this situation. So I had to choose that. I had to do that. It's like, no, you don't have to do anything. You can do what you want, but we put those rules on ourselves, right? We're putting those rules, those obligations on ourselves, and we're saying, no, I can't go on that vacation because I have a family to take care of. It's like, no, you can figure out a way to still do the thing you want, even in your current circumstance. But if you continue to tell yourself those limiting beliefs, then of course you're going to stay stuck. Of course you're going to be there. And you might feel obligated to please other people. You might feel obligated by certain circumstances, which is why you might be in this dilemma right now. You might be in this dilemma because you're like, oh, I can't choose what I want because of such and such reason. That reason is a reason that you're putting on yourself, or you're allowing other people to put on you. You don't have to live by that. But you might be scared to face disappointing people. That might be your actual issue, is like you're scared to face the disappointment. You're scared to face the potential conflict. So you're not actually stuck. You're just scared. You have the fear, and that's what the Martyr is. So the Martyr again is like, oh, like I am doing a great service to the world and to other people by denying myself. But that's not actually good. Sorry, I know I'm being like really extremist right now, but hopefully in those extreme examples, you can sort of see maybe where you fall on that spectrum of maybe allowing your fears of disappointment or fears of conflict or fears of not putting other people first. I feel like you put other people's happiness before your own. You are so ready to say no to what you want in place of what other people want. That's what I feel like you have been. So let's go ahead and find out what you're stepping into and how you're transforming right now, my group twos. Let's see. How are my group twos transforming? That card wants to come out. Avenger. Ooh. My love. Okay, so the light attributes, the desire to balance the scales of justice, righteousness on behalf of society or one's self. The Avenger. So how can we step into the position where, yes, it is nice to make other people happy, and we shouldn't now become like this fully selfish type of person. However, your life is the most important one to you. It has to be. And so when we put ourselves first, we put our happiness first, then we can fill up our cup. And then from a full cup, that's when we can give to other people. When we are living a life that makes us truly happy, we're filling our desires, we're filling our passions, we're filling our cup. From that place, we can be like, you know what? Let me also make somebody else happy too today. Let me also do this, because we're overflowing and we have extra to give. But if we're denying our own happiness, we're denying our own wants and needs, and always putting other people before ourselves, we're gonna have a pretty empty cup. And then imagine trying to give from that empty cup. It's not even satisfying anyway. So any of the people that we try to give to, for some reason, they might not even be acknowledging what we're giving to them. They might not even be noticing it. But the reason why is because it's coming from an empty cup. It's coming from this place of lack of self-fulfillment. And so naturally, like, other people aren't even noticing it anyway, because it's lacking that full fulfillment. If you put yourself first, you fill up your own cup, and then you give to somebody from that full cup, I guarantee they're going to notice it so much more, and they're going to feel the goodness within that. They're going to feel the care, the love, the energy, the thought. They're going to feel all of that so much more. So if you tend to be somebody who people like don't notice your efforts, they tend to maybe walk all over you, and they don't even, like, it's almost like we're being unnoticed. All of our efforts are unnoticed. It's likely because we're giving from a cup that we're not even satisfied. We're not feeling fully fulfilled. We're trying to seek fulfillment by fulfilling others, but we cannot do that, because how do we do that from an empty cup? And how do we do that, in a balanced way? We only can do that in a balanced way when we're filling up our cup first. So again, you're becoming the Avenger. You're becoming the energy where you are going to avenge your own previous denials, like denying yourself of your happiness, denying like, oh, I can't follow that, or I can't do that because of this, because of that. It's time for you to like avenge yourself. And then through that, I still feel like you do love giving to other people. That's a beautiful aspect that you have. That's a beautiful, beautiful aspect that you have. But from the Avenger's place, where you fill up your own cup first, then that's going to be where it feels more satisfying. People notice it more because they can feel the energy that we're actually giving from that full cup. It's just much more potent. It's much more noticeable. You're shifting your belief systems where you get to decide what your beliefs are, instead of feeling like your beliefs are making your choices hard. Your choice is being stopped by old belief systems that you have right now. This is who you're becoming. Let's avenge your own wants, needs, and desires. Okay? So, yep, that's that. Let's dive into the next couple cards that we had. We actually had 3 come out for you in this pile. We have the Awakener. Wow. This is you awakening yourself, awakening your desires, fortify, soar, emerge, strengthen. This is you garnering that courage, that strength to be the leader of your life, to awaken yourself, awaken your soul so that you can go after the things that you want to go after, and that you don't feel like you need to be controlled by other people. Let's break out of that. Yes, we might disappoint some people. Yes, we might step on some toes by living our own life. But the thing is we can't let other people control us and decide our life for us. It's not their place to do so. That's not their place. And anytime that somebody tries to do that, that's toxic behavior. That's not right. Like, you were not born to fulfill anybody else's wants and needs. That's not why you were born. You were not put on this earth to do that. You were put on this earth. You have your own life. You have your own autonomy. That's why you have your own consciousness. You're not a robot who's meant to just be programmed by other people. You're meant to live your own life. So let's do it, because you don't want to have regrets by the end of your life where you're like, oh my gosh, if only I had the courage and the willpower to just do what I wanted. And, of course, it's nice to get advice from other people, hear other people out to make sure that, we're not just going off on the rocker here and like doing some crazy stuff. It's nice to find that balance. However, I really feel like you've really fallen into the other side right now based on what's coming up here. You've fallen into pleasing other people rather than putting yourself first. So you're transforming into putting yourself first, avenging your previous sort of like, I guess, denials, like denying yourself of what you wanted and needed. You're stepping into the one who has the courage, the strength to now fulfill yourself. That's going to be so important for you, my love. Okay, so we had the Awakener. Next card, we have the Devotee. Dedicate, inspire, acquire, emerge. You are somebody, okay, my love, group 2. Look at, and also the 2-2. So 2 is your number, and 2s are about connection, other people. You're very devoted to other people. You love other people. It doesn't mean that you have to stop loving them or that you have to now separate yourself. I really feel like you can mend those relationships, continue having compassion and love, but also living the life that you want, being able to create your life. And I feel like you're learning how to do that in a balanced way where you do still give to others, but in a balanced way. Because again, you're now still fulfilling yourself at the same time. We also have Oracle. Lead, ask, listen, trust. Being the leader of your own life. We still ask and listen. We still have that balance of being able to communicate with other people, hearing other people out, choosing things in balanced ways, making sure that we're still, honoring other people. We're not just stepping on toes and becoming this selfish kind of person. We're still balanced, but we're able to lead our life nonetheless. Making this choice is going to become so much more obvious afterwards. Like I feel like this choice is going to become so much more clear. So let's go ahead and dive into our tarot cards now. Let's see what else we get for you on who you are becoming, my group 2. So we also have the 8 of Pentacles being reversed. Some of you, there's a career that you really want to do, but maybe you're afraid of what other people might think, what other people might say. Maybe there's a career shift that you want in your life. Maybe there's something that you really want to do, but it's going to take up more time, and you're like, oh, well, how do I fit that in? You will find a way to fit that in. If there's a will, there is a way. Maybe you're also thinking, oh, I don't have the skills for that, or I don't have the money to invest in that. If you're feeling like you don't have that right now, you can manifest that by choosing, okay, I'm going to do that. So now I can alter, what I'm doing in my life now to lead me to this place so that I can now save my money for investing in this, or for this education, for this learning, for this, for that, for travel, whatever it is that you're wanting to do. But I do feel like you're saving your money and your time and creating more time and more resources for you to be able to experience a very particular thing in your life. You're also becoming someone who doesn't just work for other people. You're learning the balance of how you want to spend your time. And I also feel like you're going to be learning a new skill. This new you is going to want to improve and learn new skills. Possibly even shift what you're going to school for. So if you're in school right now, you might even be shifting that or adding more things on in some way to cater to what you actually truly want. Or you might be joining a new course of some kind. We also have Knight of Wands. So becoming much more spontaneous, for one. Becoming a believer in your own decisions. Having a deeper spiritual aspect. I almost feel like some of you might even move cities. Move to a new city. Or travel more. Because this suitcase over here, and then Knight of Wands can indicate spontaneous travel, like, oh, I've always really wanted to travel, so let me go do that. But it can also indicate moving. So if that's also been an idea for you of like, oh, I might want to move to a new city, or, you know, experience this or experience that, maybe it's time to actually start doing that. Maybe it's time to actually start making those moves. And the new you is making those moves. The new you is doing it. That's who you're becoming. You're becoming the person who is going for it. This is also a card of independence. The Knight of Wands, he's very independent. He's spontaneous. He is passionate and is passionate about what he does, and he follows his spark. He follows his passion. That's also who you're becoming. And the Knight of Wands is somebody who can sometimes be a little bit rebellious too. Like, he doesn't necessarily always ask others what they think of his decisions. Sometimes he's like, you know what? I know that I desire that, and I desire it more than I care about what other people think. So there might even be a little bit of that coming out, but in a balanced way, you know, in a balanced way, because the Knight of Wands, he is upright. So he's not doing it in this unbalanced, like narcissistic way. He's doing it in a balanced way. He's like, you know what? I really do honor myself, and I'm just going to go do it. I'm going to mature. I'm becoming independent. I honor my freedom. So yes, let's dive into some more cards for you, my group twos. Let's see who else you are becoming and transforming into. Who else are you transforming and becoming? Transforming into. Okay, we also have the Queen of Wands, so double wand cards here. And she's reversed in this one. So part of you has been scared to look at your shadow aspects, or to maybe dive deeper onto, you know, your actual true desires. Maybe part of you feels like wrong for having deeper desires, but maybe it's because of those old belief systems where we were told like we have to be a certain way, or we have to fulfill a certain role. But you don't necessarily have to do that. I feel like you are wanting to step into, again, more of that independence, more of what it is that you truly desire. But maybe you've been denying some of those desires and being like, no, I'll just live without it. I'll just live without it. I'll just live without it. Maybe you haven't even told anybody that you have these deep desires. The Queen of Wands being reversed, maybe we haven't even told anybody. So maybe it's like very secretive right now. It's like, oh my God, well, I truly actually want this, but what are other people going to say? And like, we're maybe so scared of disappointing others, but I see you stepping out of that. We also have King of Wands. We have the Knight, the Queen, and the King of Wands. So I feel like you're going to start off a little bit slower, but this is potentially leading you into a big leader of your life. So the Knight of Wands, you're starting off as the Knight. You're starting off on these smaller quests of like, okay, I'm going to do this. And then we could possibly step into the Queen, where we really start owning what we want, and we maybe even start like becoming very independent and having an independent career, opening up that. I think that this is going to expand into more. I think it's starting off a little bit smaller, and I feel like this is happening. This is going to transpire within these next 6 months, that you're stepping more into this independent nature and kind of starting to do those things that you've been really wanting to do. But this is expanding into more, where you're like, wait, there's more that I've actually wanted to do as well. And I almost think that your style of clothing is going to be changing too. Like maybe you always felt like you had to be very, like wear what your parents thought you should wear and dress like that. And I just feel like you're becoming much more independent even with your style. And, you know, just honoring like what it is that you really want. And finding the balance of that. You're going to be navigating how to balance that in a beautiful way where you feel good, you feel comfortable, you feel happy, and you feel like you're honoring yourself. King of Wands as well. He's the leader. He's the independent leader has his freedom. He usually owns his own business. So maybe you're also moving towards a bit of that. And I feel like this is a much more long-term. That's why these ones are reversed right now, because this is much more long-term. Like I feel like the Queen of Wands will happen about 3 years for you. King of Wands I feel like is about 5 years away. And I do have like very general timelines in general readings, because again, it's a general reading online. In personal ones, they obviously do get much more specific on the timelines. But for all of you watching this right now, this Knight of Wands energy, this more independence, you avenging, what you actually want, going for it, stepping up into that independent self, that's going to be transpiring over these next 6 months. You're going to step into much more of that in a bigger fashion between 6 months and 3 years from now. Between that timeline, some of you, it might happen as soon as like another 6 months right after. But the longest time frame that it'll take for the Queen of Wands energy is 3 years. That's the longest potential time frame. And then King of Wands, longest potential time frame is 5 years. For all of you, again, this could happen much sooner. So this, for example, could happen in 3 months, and then 6 months after that, and then another 3 months. For some of you, it could happen that fast. But the longest potential time frames are, again, 6 months, 3 years, 5 years to step into those other energies. So that is what we have for you, my loves, my group number 2s. And that is all about who you're becoming. You're becoming so much more independent, where you're honoring what you actually want. And you're getting out of victim mindsets or addiction to self-pity, where we're like, oh, look at this, and like, this is controlling me, this is stopping me. It's like, let's stop complaining about it. Let's do something about it. You're stepping into the Avenger who does stuff about it. He literally does stuff about it. So that's what we have here, my group number 2s. You're going to start doing stuff about your current circumstances in order to change that, in order to have more autonomy, more freedom over it, so that you're the creator. The wands, these are all creation cards. Even the 8 of Pentacles is a creation card. You're going to become the creator of your reality, rather than feeling like reality and other people are creating your life. Let's flip that story. Let's flip that so that you are the ultimate creator of your life. And again, that's what you're stepping into, because I feel like you've been having a lot of these realizations already, and you've been feeling this. And this is going to help you with that choice. This is going to help you find your direction, find who you are, and it's going to set you free, my love. So that is what we have there. I also just want to quickly mention the green of green fluorite connects to the heart chakra. And the heart chakra is being able to also love ourselves enough to honor ourselves, our path. How can you love yourself and have such a big heart that you're still loving other people even when you're making decisions for you? So even as you make a decision that other people might not have wanted, or, whatever, how can we be compassionate for them while also loving ourselves enough to create our own path? So my loves, that is what we have here for you. Thank you so much for joining me here for today's video. I am sending you all so much love. I'm so excited for the transformation that you're going to be making, and all of the new things that you're going to be doing and experiencing and going after here on after. Like, I really feel like there is a big move, a big leap that you're doing. Knight of Wands is a leap, so this could be a leap in your career, a leap such as moving cities, or a leap such as traveling. So I'm definitely seeing those potential things for you as you make this shift. And again, thank you so much for joining me here today, and until next time, my loves. Bye. All right, so my group 3s, if you chose this one is going to reveal who you are becoming. So let's go ahead and dive right into that. Okay, so group 3, we have heal and community. I am getting so many different messages from this. First off, charcoal, heal. Charcoal is a substance that can help us detoxify. So there's certain things that might be in your life right now. Maybe I honestly feel like there's people in your life who are a little bit toxic. This could even be family members, different friendships, maybe even a partnership that we have. But you're meant to heal from this, and who you're becoming right now is somebody who will be healed. And I feel like your energy is going to be transforming actually very deeply. Right now, you might feel a sense of like aloneness, or a sense of like being taken advantage of, or a sense of being hurt that you want to get out of. Like, you want your life to be this fun place where you have people that you connect with, people who support you, people who love you, people who are there to help uplift you. But right now it might feel like people are more like against you, or you feel like there's difficulty, there's this friction that's been in your life, and it's almost like this dark looming cloud that we're like, okay, how do I heal from this? How do I get rid of this so that the sun is shining and I'm feeling good? There's laughter, there's vibes. That is who you're becoming. You are healing from this. You're on a healing journey right now, and you're going to be finding people who so deeply support you, who so deeply get you. These are people who have kind of similar life experiences. They're also people who are there to like hear you out, but they're also people who are very uplifting. There's very uplifting conversations and support, and they're here to help you feel your best. So rather than just constantly talking about traumas or this or that, they're here to hear that out, and they're here to talk about it, but they're also here to like be like, you know what, let's also like manifest our dreams. Let's manifest our goals. I feel like you are currently manifesting your soul tribe, people that are going to be your friends in the very long term. They have the same belief systems as you. They have very similar energy. They have very similar goals in life, very similar paths in life. It's like a whole sisterhood or even brotherhood that you are manifesting in your life right now. I also feel like your relationships in your life are going to be healing as well. So the ones that are like if you have a family member, for example, who is there's like a bit of friction with them, that is also going to be healing. And what I'm hearing is that's going to be healing a little bit within a year from now, and it's going to be fully healed within 3 years from now. There's going to be a full sense of healing there where we have now forgiven, and the energy is balanced. We feel good with that. And again, this charcoal card, you're detoxifying from a lot of different things in your life. There also might be habits that you're wanting to end, habits that you know are not good for your body, for your mind, for your soul. You're going to be cleansing those as well, because I feel like you're also on a big transformational journey right now. And it's interesting that you chose the amethyst, because amethyst, the energy of it is all about healing and breaking old habits, being able to distance ourselves from things that are not good, especially if we feel like attachments to those things. Because sometimes, especially when it comes to like different relationships in our life, sometimes we feel so bad like breaking that connection or distancing ourselves from that person. Or let's say it's like a bad partner that we have who's really toxic that we know we need to break up with, but maybe there's such a deep bond there that it's hard to leave. Amethyst is the crystal that helps us break those bonds, helps us create that distance, helps us end old habits, especially if they're bad or bad for us. It helps us release that. So it's very interesting that I put amethyst on this group, and since you're also drawn to the amethyst, it's very interesting. And then amethyst is also a crystal that activates royal energy within you. So like a lot of people are really attracted to amethyst when they have like a royal past life that they're then activating because they're needing to step up into that confidence again, that worthiness. Oh, that's another aspect of this actually, group 3. You may have been in certain relationships that have really torn down your self-confidence to the point that you don't really feel worthy of certain things in your life anymore. Like maybe you feel like, oh, maybe there's times that you've literally even said to yourself, like, I feel worthless. I feel like I'm nothing. And first of all, let me tell you something right now, group 3s. You are so worthy. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And right now you might be thinking like, I'm through a screen. How can you even say that? I can feel your energy. And I know without a shadow of a doubt, you are so worthy. My love, you are. Don't even question that. Okay. So with that being said, you are manifesting very deep bonds with people that are going to really help uplift you and to also help you see your worth. But first, we must kind of distance ourselves from the people that are maybe constantly bringing down our energy. We need to maybe distance ourselves if possible, or even like break off those relationships if that's possible, and go on our own healing journey to find ourselves, to heal, so that we can heal ourselves and bring healing to that past experience. Okay, so that's what I feel like you're going to be doing, and you're transforming into somebody who is so confident, has that soul tribe that is there to help uplift you whenever you need, but also to learn so much more about yourself and to realize internally that you don't need external validation to validate your worthiness. You already are. You already are so worthy, okay? So we're gonna get one card here that's gonna reveal more about your current energy, and then another card over here that's going to reveal who you're becoming, and this is going to get a lot more in depth here. So let's see, group threes, what's one card that's revealing more of your current energy? We're going to go for one card, not like five, because one card's definitely going to reveal more than enough. Okay, so Spirit, one card for my group threes. I'm really feeling like that one. Guide. In what way? Okay, honestly, this one's also coming out, and I feel like this card is Goddess. Okay. So for one, there's an aspect of you that's felt quite lost, where maybe we've sought external validation. We've needed a guide. We've been seeking a guide, but I also feel like that is coming for you right now. That is coming. And I also feel like you're very deeply spiritual. Like you really like to offer your friends like above and beyond. Like you are there to give your friends guidance. You're there to give other people so much love. And like because of your past experiences, you would never even dream about hurting somebody else the way that you have been hurt. Like I feel like you've just learned so much from that. Like you're such a beautiful being. You're such a beautiful person, and you deserve people who treat you beautifully in the same way that you would treat another. So for one, this card is making me feel like you are such a guide already, and you have been such a guide to other people in your life, other friends in your life. You have been that, but maybe what I'm hearing from this is that sometimes you need to follow your own advice. Like you're so good at giving advice, and I feel like you know internally what you need to do, but we need to actually dedicate to that, actually follow that. And sometimes it's hard to follow our own advice, but for some reason that's something that's coming through here. And look at what this says, represents the nature of the divine in life and in yourself. You have divineness in you, my love. And who you're becoming is the goddess energy. And I also feel like you're attracting your goddess tribe or like warrior tribe. This is the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. And I feel like this is time to honor your own feminine nature. And the feminine is something that's healing, it's nurturing. I almost feel like, okay, there's a lot of feminine energy coming up. I feel like for some of you, there's been feminine, like women in your life who've hurt you, or women in your life who haven't been the best example of what a woman really is and what a woman should be, like that nurturing energy. Maybe we haven't been nurtured in the way that we're supposed to. So maybe our upbringing, our childhood, maybe we didn't get that nurturing that we're supposed to. And so you've had to learn how to nurture yourself. And through that, now I feel like you become such a beautiful guide. You've learned so much through that. You have so much to give. You have so much to share. You're a natural healer. And as you heal yourself, you're going to become a healer for others as well. And I feel like you're being called to step up into being a guide. You're being called to step up deeper into that and maybe even have that be part of your career. Some of you might have a desire to work in therapy or in psychology or in healing, in health, in mental, emotional, physical, or spiritual healing. Like some of you might be called to step up into being a guide or some sort of healer in the aspects of like mental, emotional, spiritual, or physical healing. Okay. Also with that goddess energy, I also see that you're stepping up into owning your worthiness. The goddess, she knows she's worthy. She's fruitful. She owns that feminine nature where she is here to be her best, exude her best. You're becoming the goddess. And who is the goddess? The goddess is abundance. She is healed. She has like balance in her life. She also focuses on, the things that she does and, the food that she consumes, what she puts into her body. She treats her body as a temple. She looks at her emotional self and she gives herself that nurture. And she's also, finding people to be surrounded by that we can share that nurture with. And she does not let anybody treat her badly. If you think about the goddess, if somebody in her life ever treated her very poorly, what would the goddess do about that? The goddess energy would set boundaries strong boundaries. She'd uphold those boundaries. And they're not walls. It's very different than walls. And that's something that I feel like we need to talk about right now, okay? Like, boundaries are not walls. Walls are negative. They hold us back. They create blocks. However, boundaries are positive. We can enforce boundaries. Boundaries are healthy by saying like, hey, nobody's allowed to treat me that way. And if you do, you're just not in my life anymore. But it's not creating a wall. A wall is something different. So for example, if somebody treats you badly, putting up a wall would look like, oh my God, somebody treated me badly. Now I have a wall. I'm not going to let anybody in. Nobody can cross that. Nobody can come into me. I'm not going to open up my heart to anybody. There's a wall. No, walls are not healthy. Walls create blocks. Boundaries are when we can see, okay, somebody treated us badly. That doesn't mean everyone's going to treat us badly. I have a boundary that says, okay, if somebody crosses that, they no longer get access to me, but we're not creating a wall there. We still allow other people in. We don't create walls that then stop, the flow of energy. Okay? The goddess creates boundaries, strong boundaries. She upholds those boundaries. That's it. Okay. So next couple cards, we also have, we have our empath card coming up. So that's another aspect of your energy. You are very empathic. You are. I feel like you can feel energy off of people, but because of that, some empaths naturally attract narcissists into their lives, or they attract just kind of negative people sometimes. So sometimes that's a natural thing of being an empath. However, when you can be an empath, but then also step into that goddess energy where you're like, no, I set boundaries. I uphold those boundaries. I honor myself. I am strong. I am worthy. I know what I am worth. I see my worth. I put boundaries so that people cannot take advantage of my worth. But I'm still open. I am sensual. I am nurturing. I am loving. That's her, right? So that's an aspect of there. So feel, relate, understand, console. I feel like you're such an empath and you have such a gift to give to other people. I honestly see you working in an area where you are providing healing and using your empath abilities to relate to other people and help them heal from their own situations. We also have feeders, so participate, challenge, co-create, contend. Some of you might also have a desire to like work in an aspect, like a creative aspect, where we're healing people maybe through stories, through portraying stories or writing stories, acting or writing. That might also be an aspect for you. And I also see this as taking off your mask. No longer participating in things where you're just going to let people walk all over you. It's like, no, I'm not participating in that. And I also feel like this is letting go of drama. For some reason that's coming through. I feel like this, who you're becoming, is somebody who is not just going to talk about the drama or wear the mask of the drama. I feel like you're taking that off. You're taking off the old self. Because I feel like you've begun to maybe wear a mask out of being afraid to be vulnerable or to show your real self or to feel your real self because of the experiences of your past. But I feel like you're taking off your mask. You're wanting to be more vulnerable, be more open. You're wanting to be your true self. And you're also wanting to let go of drama. You're wanting to let go of that and heal so that your life can be full of beautiful community, of happiness, laughter, abundance. That's part of who you're becoming as well. Becoming authentic. Not that you're not authentic, but, stepping up into that where we feel like we're able to show our authenticity because we're okay with being vulnerable and opening up. So hopefully that makes a little bit more sense there. Let's go ahead and dive into, our tarot cards to get some more information on this. My group 3s. Let's see. We also have the Knight of Pentacles being reversed. So part of you maybe has felt as if you had an unstable foundation. So when it came to your sense of security, your sense of safety, your sense of surety about the future. Maybe you've been really scared because of the pains of your past, or maybe the people that you're currently surrounded by are very unreliable. You don't know if they're going to leave, if they're going to go, if they're going to do this, if they're going to do that. There's very wishy-washy. It's unstable. Maybe we've even felt unstable when it came to our finances or our material wealth or things like that. Maybe we've had a lot of wishy-washy with that. That is also changing, because I feel like you're stepping up into that independence, and anyone who gives you that wishy-washiness, you're like, no, I no longer want that. So you're distancing yourself from that. You're removing that. You no longer want to participate in that where you feel unstable. It's like, no, I don't want that anymore, because I'm a goddess. I don't settle for that. I'm worth so much more than this wishy-washy, lack of promise, this, that. It's like, no, I set boundaries and I'm going to uphold those boundaries because I'm strong enough to do so. You are strong enough. And I feel like the goddess creates abundance, by the way. She creates abundance. And she knows how to create abundance. I see that you're going to be stepping up into the position where you create abundance for yourself. And you're creating a sense of safety for yourself by upholding boundaries that don't allow this behavior anymore. Okay, let's see what else we get here for you. My group threes. We also have the Emperor. Oh, I see that you're going to be attracting much better relationships in your future, especially if there's been not so good relationships. I know we already talked about that, but I also mean like your divine counterpart type of relationship, the person that you're going to marry, the person that you're going to be with. So you're going to be attracting very healthy people your way, and you're going to get examples of what healthy... Oh, and then look at this. Actually, I didn't even see this card yet, the Ten of Cups. You're going to attract such good people your way. I do see you getting married, by the way. Even if those of you watching this, maybe you're going through something right now where you're like, no, I never want to get married because of whatever. Even if you're thinking that right now, no, like I see you getting married. I'm sorry, I see you getting married, and it's going to be very happy. It's going to be with somebody who treats you as a goddess, treats you like the emperor and the empress. You're going to have a relationship where it is the emperor and the empress. Look, I even see you just having a family. Ten of Cups is so happy. I also see you healing family patterns, family trauma, family mismatches, family like bleh. Family instability. I see you healing that. You are healing that. And I also see that you're not going to bring that into your future. If you've feared bringing that into your future or into your children's lives or whatever, no, you're clearing that. You're healing from that. You're clearing that. And you're not going to be bringing it into your future or into your family's future. So that's going to be healed for you. Let's go ahead and get one more card here. Oh, we also have the Nine of Cups. I love it. All the cup cards. Emotionally, you're healing. If you almost feel stuck in this area right now where you don't understand how these emotional burdens are going to heal or go away, I can promise you right now, they are going to heal. They are going to dissipate and go away. You're going to heal from them just fine. You're going to heal from them in a beautiful way. Like the Ten of Cups is one of the happiest cards in the tarot deck. It is such fulfillment. And the Ten of Cups, there's usually a rainbow in the Ten of Cups, and the rainbows indicate that it just recently rained, and the rain usually symbolizes, that cloud over our head that's raining. But through the rain, it creates abundance actually, because all of a sudden the flowers start blooming after the rain goes away. The plants grow. The crops grow. We sometimes pray for rain to have the crops grow. And so if you look at that as symbolism in your life when it comes to the rainy cloud that's been over your head, the looming clouds, the storm, that is actually going to help you grow and bloom like no other. We even have it written in the cards here. Emperor, Ten of Cups, Nine of Cups. It is going to help you bloom like no other, and you are going to become so much more abundant. And I feel like this is going to help you step into so much more independence. It is going to help you provide incredible value to the world through whatever it is that you're going to be doing and through your community. It is going to help you attract high vibe relationships. It is going to help you heal and provide such beauty to the world. You're going to mark this world with such beauty. I can promise you that, group 3. Like Emperor, Ten of Cups, Nine of Cups. If you don't believe me what these cards say, go even look up their definition online, because these cards are freaking beautiful, okay? So This is you getting to the top. If you doubt your ability to achieve success because of your hurts or because of the pain that you're going through or the doubts that you're going through, no, you're achieving success. Emperor is one of the most successful cards in the deck. 10 of Cups is super successful, and 9 of Cups is super successful. This is your ability to manifest your dreams. Yes, you got this. Yes, you can do this. And in fact, everything that you've gone through, all of the clouds, the storms that you've gone through in your life are actually feeding that growth and are going to be one of the main reasons why you become successful. So if you feel like those things have been holding you back from success, no, those are actually going to transform and alchemize and become the reason for your success. You're going to thank those experiences later on in your life. I can promise you that as well. You're going to look back and be like, wow, I am so glad that happened, because if it didn't, I would never be who I am today. You're going to be saying that because you're going to be in the position of the Emperor. I also feel like you're going to be attracting an absolutely beautiful relationship as well as beautiful friendships. And it is going to look so freaking beautiful. Your life is becoming absolutely stunningly beautiful. Not that it isn't already, because it actually is already. It is stunningly beautiful. All of this transformation, you're literally going to look back, and I literally hear these words in my head that you're going to look back and say, I would go through that a million times over, knowing where it's going to bring me, knowing that it's bringing me to this success, to this happiness, to this healing, where I know how I treat people and how I want people in my life to treat me, and who I attract, who I allow in, how I provide and heal for others, because it's going to give you a sense of such purpose and such fulfillment through that purpose. It's going to help you bloom, and it's going to help you manifest. The 9 of Cups is about getting a wish. It is about manifesting a wish. Look at it pouring in from the universe. The universe is rewarding you for all the lessons that you've gone through all the things that you've done. The universe is like, no, like, I hear you. I see what you want. And the blessings are pouring in. Like, you're getting it. You're getting there. All of it's going to happen. So, my group number 3s, that is what we have for you. That is who you're becoming, who you're transforming into. The Goddess, the Guide, the Emperor, the 10 of Cups, the 9 of Cups, all the good stuff, the stability. I love it. Okay, so that is what we have here. My group number 3s. Again, thank you so much for joining me here today for this video on who you're becoming. I hope it resonated. I hope it made sense for you. And I am sending you all so much love. And until next time, bye. All right, my group number 4s, if you chose this pile, this is going to be your reading all about who you are becoming. So let's go ahead and find out. Okay, group 4. Clear messages right off the bat. So we have brown, aptitude, mint green, boundaries. Look at this card for a second. With this woman, she has the snake wrapped around her, and the snake, in some cases, they symbolize like good luck and other good things. But in some cases, they also symbolize snake-like behavior, sneaky things. And I almost feel like you, in your current and previous self, maybe you had people would take advantage of you easy, and you almost kept people around who didn't really treat you the best and weren't really giving you the respect that you deserve, weren't really being honest with you. Maybe even people that tried to deceive you and kind of had sneaky, snaky behavior, and we were okay being around them. However, this new version of you that you're stepping into, boundaries. Look at that. Boundaries. It could not be more clear as day. It's also interesting that you're group number 4, because 4 indicates the boundaries. It's the walls. However, walls are not actually good. Walls tend to be unhealthy and they tend to block out certain things, but boundaries are healthy. So a quick example between the difference between walls and boundaries. Let's say that somebody's treating you badly and taking advantage of you, and creating a boundary, a healthy boundary would look like, okay, this person's treating me badly, they crossed a boundary, I'm going to tell them that they crossed that boundary, and they're no longer allowed to cross that boundary again. If they ever do that, they are absolutely out of my life. But it doesn't mean that I'm closing myself off to other people and blaming other people for it. A wall, however, is when we close everything off. A wall is when somebody takes advantage of us, and because of that, we then put up this big wall, and then anytime that anybody comes our way, we all of a sudden are closed off. We're closing down, we're closing off. Nobody can now enter, nobody can come in. We have issues being vulnerable, we have issues opening up because it's a wall. So we're now affecting other people just because of one person's attitude or other things. So it's a difference between walls and boundaries. Boundaries are like boundaries, we uphold them, but they don't become walls that then stop us from living life and moving forward and then making other connections, right? So boundaries are, we can still enforce them and create like, create walls, I guess, between us and another person. If they're, clearly not respecting our boundaries, we can then cut them out, but it doesn't mean that we're then having these walls per se that block out everything. So hopefully that makes sense, the differences between walls and boundaries. So anyway, back to this brown aptitude card. It does look like there's certain things in your life where we need to stop forgiving so easily and stop thinking that everyone is so innocent and is good, because it does look like there might be people around you who tend to take advantage of you or tell you what you want to hear, but aren't actually upholding that. You might have somebody in your life who's not upholding the promises that they're giving you. They might be telling you like, oh no, like I totally want to be with you and I am your friend. And then behind your back, they're like, blah, 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 blah. Or they just go against what they're saying. Like maybe we're in a situationship and that situationship keeps telling us like, no, oh yeah, no, totally, we're together. And might be giving you all these signs, these signals, but then nothing's actually happening. In order for you to manifest what you want, we have to have boundaries and we have to uphold those boundaries so that we're not allowing snakes into our life or people that are, telling us again what we want to hear and not being honest with ourselves. Oh, and that just activated Siri, and now Siri's like, on it. So she like activated. She's working on it for you, okay? That's really weird that Siri got activated through that. She's working on it. So maybe that's also like, I don't know, spirit saying that they're trying to help you work through this to create better boundaries so that you can get rid of these people. Because also, let's say that we're in a situationship where somebody's not committing to us and they keep kind of giving us signals and all this hope, but then we're tied down by this. And then they're stopping because they're taking up that space of a potential partner who actually would commit to us, who actually would give us what we want and need. So sometimes we need to create boundaries and actually enforce those boundaries so that we're not like allowing in energies that we don't actually want. This also comes to, your work life. Not letting your boss take advantage of you and take advantage of your time, take advantage of your energy, your skills, and not, pay you for your time, your energy, and your skills and what you're providing, and not allowing, other people, your friends, to walk all over you or your friends to have sneaky, snaky behavior. It's like, how can we create boundaries in our life so that we have healthy, relationships with other people, we have healthy relationships in our work life? How do we create that? It's through creating boundaries, talking about it, telling people, hey, this is my boundary. People aren't going to know that you have boundaries unless you tell them, by the way. It's not just like something that people can read off of you. If we don't create those boundaries, we don't voice those boundaries and bring clarity to them, people aren't going to know that they're there. So that's one aspect of this. Aptitude is also a card that talks about needing to let go of some control in your life or letting go of your desire in order for it to manifest. Because, for example, she's surrounding herself by the snake because maybe in her mind, the snake is what she's wanted to manifest for so long, but the snake keeps showing up as a snake and not showing up as the prince, okay? Let's use that as an example. Maybe she's trying to manifest her prince and she keeps looking at the snake and the snake keeps telling her, oh, I am the prince. I am the prince. And she's like, oh, okay, cool. You're the prince. But then looks at him and she's like, but you're being snaky. You're being a little snaky over there. And so sometimes this is about letting go of the things that are not actually what you've been wanting to manifest and being okay with letting go. If something is not showing up as it's supposed to, let it go and move on and realize that that's probably not showing up as it's supposed to because it's not what you are wanting it to be. It's not your manifestation. It's not it. And it's not about to change anytime soon. We cannot change other people. That's a huge thing that's coming through right now. So maybe in your previous self, you tried to change other people or you saw the good in them, you saw their potential, but it wasn't who they're actually being. Okay, so having boundaries. You're stepping up into this person who's going to have boundaries. And look at how much she's breathing in that clear air. She has no more stress in her life, where she's the kind of stress, she's even like holding her arms in this weird way, being like, oh my God, I better not make the wrong move, better not make the wrong decision, or like, ah. This is so much more easy. She's breathing in the fresh air because she upholds those boundaries. She's not letting anybody take advantage of her. She knows who she's letting into her life and who she's not. She's okay to cut people away if they are not being true, and if they're not meeting what you actually want and what you deserve. Why is there like flies in here all of a sudden? But yeah, also your heart chakra is being activated. Your heart chakra, manifesting love, having self-love, self-compassion. Sorry, there's like flies flying around here, maybe mosquitoes or something, I don't know. But that is part of who you're becoming. Now we're going to shuffle these cards. The first one that we're going to pull out is going to reveal more about your current energy, who you've been. Then the second card is going to reveal so much more about who you're becoming, and we're going to get even deeper into this. So my group fours, let's go ahead and see the energies of who you've been. Let's get one card. Ooh, what just fell out? Okay. We have mentor being reversed. Also, the servant card came out. I'm actually going to go with it. I've been trying to only get one card for each group, but these fell out in such a way where I really feel like they wanted to both talk and be here. So mentor being reversed, servant upright. Part of me feels like you have in the past given up a lot of your energy to try to help people, to try to change people. The mentor being reversed makes me feel like you've been really wanting to change people or shift them to help them see your side, your perspective, but not realizing that maybe that's not their path. They're not headed on that same path as you. And also another aspect of this, I also feel like you've been doubting your own wisdom. Part of you doubts your own wisdom sometimes, and maybe you have a hard time stepping up into your power, into that wise version of yourself, because maybe you deny your own inner knowing, your own inner mastery, your own inner wisdom. So part of you maybe has even been denying that, and through denying that, maybe we're kind of like making choices or doing things that we know, like, maybe that's not the right choice for me, maybe that's not the right thing. And again, also trying to mentor other people and trying to change them when that's not who they are. That snake isn't the prince. He's just not. So that's just what it is. Also the servant. Maybe part of you has also been showing up so deeply as the servant. That's your old self, who you're transforming out of. You're transforming out of the person who doesn't see their own wisdom and is trying to change and mentor people on a path that is clearly not what they're on. They might not even just be ready for that. And that's okay. That's okay. It's not our job to change people. It's not our job to fix people. It's not our job to be the servant of other people's wants and needs and to just continue to show up for how they want us to. You're not here to be the servant of other people. You're here to live your own life. And let's even see what this says. So it says, delight in serving others with a free and loving heart. You have such a deep, loving heart, but who are you spending that energy on? Who are you consistently giving to? Everyone deserves love. Yes, absolutely. But if you're on a different page as somebody and it's like totally not, it's not working out, there comes a time where we need to kind of reserve our energy for the people who actually deserve it, the people who we're in alignment with. And then the shadow attribute, it says, using the lack of money as an excuse to not move forward with life. So maybe that's also another aspect of your life right now. Maybe that speaks to you in another way. Using the lack of money as an excuse to not move forward with life. So staying as the servant, staying there because we feel like maybe that's where we just need to stay. Let's not do that, because, you know, I really feel like you have so much more potential that wants to be awakened. Set boundaries. I just heard something from Spirit right now. To create a financial plan with boundaries when it comes to how you spend your money. so that you can begin to allocate money towards your future and the betterment of your future. I just heard like making a financial plan is going to be very, and like actually making a chart where you can see your finances clearly and begin to allocate things properly. Light attribute of the mentor, passing on wisdom and refining a student's character. That's the light attribute. I feel like you genuinely want to step into that character a lot. And that's a big aspect of who you are. However, this is reversed. So maybe we're passing on wisdom to help refine a student's character who's not wanting to be the student. Maybe. Shadow attributes is inability to allow the student to move on to the role of master. So maybe we're trying to be the ultimate guide and ultimate master of other people's lives. So trying to kind of control people or change people or heal people who aren't wanting to be healed. And then it's also imparting false instruction, which I feel like you're a very wise person. You have so much to offer. You really do. But it's also, who are we? Like, are we just selecting our students, or are they actually choosing to want to learn from us and want to change and all of that? Or are we serving a lost cause? For some reason, that's coming to my head. Let's go ahead and see what else we get for you for who you're now becoming. So you're transitioning out of this, and I feel like you've been realizing a lot of that. You're realizing, hey, I don't want to waste my energy on people who are not changing. They're not, becoming better. They're just being the same all the time, and we're not on the same page. And you're not wanting to be the servant of that anymore. You're not wanting to like fall on the backs of that anymore. So let's see. Oh my gosh, look at the card that we have for you of who you're becoming. I can't. We have the angel card for you. That's so beautiful. Also, I'm going to put this one down there. So you're transitioning out of this, okay? You're becoming now the angel. Oh, that's so beautiful. The angel comes when called upon. She only comes when called upon. And sometimes she knows that people need to find their own way. So she doesn't just come down willy-nilly. Also the light attribute, helping those in need with no expectation of return. The shadow attributes I feel like are not relevant because we're talking about who you're becoming and becoming a higher version. So anyway, helping those in need with no expectation of return, but also the angel knows when people need to figure stuff out on their own. And the angel also is just pure light. She's in her light. She creates those boundaries. The angel never lets people take advantage of her, never lets people walk all over her. The angel is a being of light, and I feel like you're stepping into that more angelic aspect of yourself, the higher version of you, the angelic aspects where you are spreading your wings. You're also able to leave behind old circumstances and transcend those. Okay, let's also get out some more cards here. We also have the love maker. So love, give, receive, and be. I feel like you're learning who deserves your love. Who deserves your time? Who deserves your energy? Who deserves your love? Messenger. Proclaim, guide, announce, counsel. I feel like you're somebody who you really like to help people. You don't like to see people suffer, and you don't like to see people make mistakes. So you're naturally somebody who likes to help people. But there also, again, comes a time where we need to have proper boundaries. And I feel like as you're stepping into that higher version of yourself, you're learning when to come and when is a proper time to show up with advice, with being the mentor, and also when to also back away and more let other people guide themselves and find themselves. I feel like you're learning how to create those proper boundaries, how to walk away from certain things, and also how to keep your energy pure. The angel knows how to keep her energy pure. She knows how to manifest. You're stepping into a higher version of yourself where it's going to be easier for you to manifest what it is that you want. And let's go ahead and get out our tarot cards and get some more info on this for you. So group 4, what else do we have for you? My group 4s, my group 4s, my group 4s. We also have the King of Wands being reversed. Part of you is worried to step out into a leadership position before. Maybe it's been hard for you to be a leader of possibly even like your own life, your own desires, maybe even putting off your own desires in order to help others. Like, I feel like that's been part of your life, putting off your own desires in order to help others. But in order to be the angel, we need to put ourselves first and rise our own energy, become such a light ourselves where we are so fulfilled on every aspect that we have enough to show up for other people. We need to put ourselves first in that aspect so that we can have pure energy. Ooh, I'm honestly seeing for you also with that angel energy, I'm seeing you purifying your energy, maybe getting into healing work, maybe even getting into other work where I see you surrounded by a lot of like bright things, like maybe angelic kind of colors. I also see you doing something where your life is becoming much more beautiful. Your space is becoming more beautiful. You're probably going to redecorate, declutter, get rid of things, become lighter. There's a lighter energy here where we feel like we can float because we're not carrying so much weight anymore. We're not carrying the weight of other people. This is also stepping into the energy where you're not taking on other people's problems anymore. You're getting rid of that weight, because what I feel like you did beforehand was you took on other people's problems. You almost let people ride on your back, on your energy, by not creating those proper boundaries, and you were being the servant of others. You were allowing other people to ride off of your energy and say like, oh, I need this, I need that, and you were just the servant for it. But the angel knows that she doesn't let anybody ride her back. She's the angel, and she'll come to bring love, to bring advice, to bring healing, to help people, to give advice when people need it, because she loves doing that. She loves seeing other people rise higher and become their best, but she does not take on the problems of other people on her own. She knows that in order for anybody to actually get benefit from any healing or any learning, they need to do it themselves. She offers the wisdom. She is that light, that guide along the way. But she does not, and let me say this so clearly again and again, she does not take on the problems for other people. She does not take on their burdens for them, because if she does, they're not going to learn anything. It's the same saying as like, if you give a man a fish because he's hungry, and he has a fish for a day, he's still going to be starving. But if you teach a man how to fish, then he can provide for himself. So I feel like maybe in the past, your form of mentoring was taking on people's problems for them, doing it for them, without allowing them to learn for themselves, being the servant and being the mentor that wasn't actually teaching anything, but instead was just fixing their problems. But right when you go away, that person's left helpless again. They don't know how to do anything because you're doing it for them. They're used to other people doing it for them. So maybe this is also a vice versa, by the way. Maybe we've also wanted other people to take care of our problems for us. Maybe we've been trying to take on other people's problems for them, but nobody's learning anything. Nobody's growing through any of that. We need to learn how to deal with our own problems. We can have a guide, we can have an angel that lights up the way for us, but we need to actually do the work to get there. We need to fix our own problems, and we need to allow others to fix their own problems. We cannot be the one that comes in the way. King of Wands, in order to be the leader, he couldn't have other people do all the work for him. That's not going to make him a leader. Then he's just a puppet head. He's not actually a leader. You need to do your own work. You need to do it yourself. Okay, so massive messages coming through here, group number 4. This is about you doing it yourself for you, like all the things that you want in your life, you need to do them yourself. And when it comes to other people, you need to let them do it for themselves. Let's go ahead and get some more cards on this reading for you, group 4. Let's see, we also have the 3 of Wands, making your own path. I see this new energy that you're stepping into. You're making your own path. This is time for you to make your own path. Just like I said, to be your own leader. and let other people do their work. Look, you're leaving other people behind to do their work. You can be a way shower. You can be that angel, that guiding light. But they still have to do their own work. That's why these other wands are left behind. Other people are doing their own work and you're doing yours. Separating that. That has to be separated for we need to have those boundaries, right? We need to have those boundaries. And we need to stop trying to control other people or other circumstances that are not ours to control. We can be the messenger, but we can't be the servant. Okay, we also have the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like so much in your life is going to begin changing. So much is going to begin shifting for you. I feel like your life is going to become so much more of a breath of fresh air. You're going to step into that angelic energy where you have this wisdom that you can share, but you're not sacrificing your own energy in the process. You can become that healer, that guide, but from a beautiful place, and also be your own leader, your own guide to live your own life, go on your own journey and make it a beautiful journey at that. Okay, let's see what else we get for you, my group fours. What else do we have? Any last information for my group fours? Let's see, how else are you shifting and changing? You're no longer being held back. You're healing your heart. You're no longer going to be taken advantage of in your future. Your heart will be free to sing its own song, to make its own path. In terms of timeline, sorry, wow, that was loud. I live in such a quiet neighborhood now, and whenever there's a loud thing, I'm always so shocked by it. But anyway, you're shifting so deeply. In terms of timeline, threes are sticking out very deeply. I honestly feel like for some of you, you're making really big change actually very soon, within as soon as 3 days. Seriously. 3 weeks even. Some of you it's going to take as long as 3 weeks, but I seriously feel like you're on the precipice of making such big change really fast in your life that you're going to be putting your foot down and making these shifts between the next 3 days to 3 weeks. And so much of your life is going to begin to shift because of that I feel like within 3 months, your life is going to look quite different. Because of you're no longer letting people ride on your back. You're no longer letting people take advantage of you. You're no longer letting people steal your energy and make you do all the work for them. And then you almost feel like you can never separate from them. She almost feels like she can never separate from the snake because the snake now relies on her, it rides on her back. But then if she teaches the snake how to go on its own way, how to find its own food, how to make its own abundance, then she can leave that. She's not all of a sudden stuck to that and having to carry all of these burdens. This is you setting yourself free, my love. Group 4, your freedom is coming back, and your ability to move forward and not have to carry the weight of everyone else. Carry your own weight, live your own life, lead your own life, my love. So that is how you're currently changing. That is how you are currently shifting. All right, my group 4s, thank you so much for joining me here today. I am sending you all so much love, and until next time, bye. All right, my group 5s, my last pile. If you are curious who you're currently transforming into, let's go ahead and dive right into this. Okay, group number 5. This is a fun reading. We have Coral, Understanding, Marigold, Illusion, Sky Blue, Elevates. Multiple messages off the bat here. For one, I feel like you're going to be moving soon, and I feel like you're moving within the next 5 years, but it's a kind of big move. Like you're going to be living closer to the ocean or living some sort of more free, a kind of more detached lifestyle. I feel like you are breaking out of old illusions, breaking out of the regular kind of mindset that a lot of people tend to be in. I think you're about to go through a huge awakening where you're going to call in your freedom and wanting to live this more free-going type of life. And you're becoming this more freedom type of person where you don't feel bogged down by the same sort of issues or problems that most people are. I feel like you're going to be making your own path, going your own way, and you might be really called towards living a sort of different lifestyle than most people. You don't want to be under the same spell that most people are. And I almost feel like you have this mindset where you tend to look at other people and their belief systems, their mindsets, and the small-mindedness that some people have. Not to be like, ugh, I don't mean that to sound offensive by any means, but like, I don't know, you kind of like look at other people and you very much don't want the same things that the average person does. Like, I feel like you're quite different, and you almost look at other people and you're like, wow, how are you sold this like this idea, and you just want to live the same like lifestyle as everyone else. Like, I feel like you really want to break out of that. You're someone who I feel like you're wanting to transform yourself. You're wanting to become your best self. You want to elevate. You want to transcend the average, life. You don't want those same things. You're like, wow, that doesn't sound good to me. I want to elevate. I want to ascend. I want bigger things in life. I want to have freedom. I want to have autonomy. I want to live my best life. Look at this world. Look what it has to offer. And some people look at our world and they think that it's such a horrible place, but I feel like you see the beauty within it as well. You see the potentials of this world. And you realize that this world can be what you make of it. Like, there's such beauty that exists within here. And I feel like you're expanding your understanding of the world, of manifestation, of yourself and your life. And I feel like you've been doing a lot of inner work, group 5. I feel like you've been doing a lot of inner work. You've been going through a lot of changes, and you want more like, I don't know, more fun, more enjoyment. And you don't want to just work like a 9 to 5, come home and like, eat dinner, watch TV, go to bed, do it all over again. You're like, no. I feel like you want something so different. You're more like outside of the box. You're such an outside of the box. Like, the best way I could describe you is like wild and free. That's your energy. And I feel like you want to be more wild and free. You're wanting to embrace more of that. And I feel like this next version of you, you're going to be stepping more into that. And this marigold color resonates with the solar plexus chakra. So your solar plexus has been very activated lately, which is the warrior action energy. So you're really wanting to take action and make new moves in your life. You're wanting to move forward. You're wanting to start racing ahead, doing new things. You're wanting to elevate. This is sky blue is connected mostly to the throat chakra, but also a little bit of the third eye. And it's kind of interesting that we have two little like activation bubbles over here. And one of them kind of is like, kind of near throat chakra, maybe even solar plexus, and like going up to where if she was standing up straight, that would be kind of maybe where her third eye is. But anyway, you are elevating. You're wanting to elevate. You're wanting to activate more of your voice, more of your mind, more of your vision. You're wanting to manifest a deeper vision in your life. And you're stepping into the version of yourself where you are breaking out of the average kind of way of being. You're embracing more of that wild side of you and going for bigger things. Other people might think you're a dreamer, or that you think way too outside of the box, that you're not realistic. You may have been told that before in your life. And that's okay. That's you. You're not here to, again, live that average lifestyle. You're here for something more. And you're transforming deeper into that free aspect of yourself. You're manifesting more freedom. I feel like you're going to have a career that's probably a little bit different than the average person. It's probably a career where people are like, whoa, you make money like that? Like, for example, you might end up being like a creator, or like an influencer, or like, I don't know, somebody just with like a not average job. Maybe you're going to be like a sound healer, yoga teacher, something that's like, it's different, right? It has its own uniqueness. It's not like a very typical type of life or job or lifestyle. I feel like you're going to have a very non-typical lifestyle and career. I feel like a lot of you are maybe into like tarot and astrology, and I mean, it might sound obvious. I mean, you're here watching a tarot video, but I do feel like that's something that you actually have a lot of wisdom on already, whether you give yourself credit for that or not. And yeah, I also feel like you're here to bring change. You're here to show a new way, show a new path. You're kind of like a way shower. Anyway, the first card that we get over here is going to reveal more about who you are, where you've been. The second card that we're going to get is going to reveal more about where you're going, who you're becoming. And we're going to get a lot of detail here on these. We're going to get a lot more depth. So let's see. Who you've been. Poet being reversed. Oh, wow. Okay. Poet being reversed. And then let's see who you're becoming. Let's see who you are becoming. We have the networker. Oh, why do I feel like online is definitely sticking out here with this networker energy? Online. Some of you might have a desire to work remote. Networker is also somebody who like makes a lot of like good connections in their life, knows a lot of people, which I do feel like you're going to be knowing a lot of like significant people in your life, and you are kind of, how you're changing is somebody who's becoming somebody who's a lot more connected to the right people, the right places, the right time. And the poet being reversed, maybe in the past and in your kind of previous, more recent energy has been one where you maybe feel like you lost your spark, or the things that you were doing didn't feel like they were activating your sense of excitement, and you're wanting to reactivate your sense of excitement. You're wanting to reactivate romancing your life, creating more fun, more enjoyment, feeling the beauty that exists within the air, within everything that's around us. You're wanting to activate that. You're also wanting to live more truth, so you're wanting to bring your vision to life rather than just speaking about things and talking about things. You're wanting to actually make it happen rather than just being the poet that speaks about what they want but doesn't actually do it. You're becoming the opposite now, where you now want to do, which is why your solar plexus is activating, okay? And the poet says, expresses soul insights in symbolic language, or this shadow attribute is turns a lyric gift into a negative or destructive effect. You want to uplift the world, and you're no longer wanting to have a negative outlook. Maybe recently you had a more negative outlook on life, and maybe you were seeing the negativity in the world. But how you're transforming out of that illusion and realizing the beauty that exists everywhere. So if you had that negative outlook where you're like, oh my God, there's so much destruction, there's so much hate, there's so much this, there's so much that, you're transforming again into that one that sees like, oh, look at all the beauty here. Look at how I can romance my life. Look at how I can share and speak about and highlight all the beauty, because whatever it is you think about most and speak about most is what you're highlighting in the world. It's what you highlight in the book. So are you highlighting all of the negative things? Are you focusing on and amplifying all that's going wrong, all that's dissonant and out of balance and destructive? Or are you focusing on and highlighting all the beauty? Because like, think about it for a second. Name how many beautiful things are in our world that we can experience, that people are experiencing every day, that we get to create. There is an infinite amount. Like, we could go on and on and on and on and on endlessly about that, but we could also go on and on and on about the opposite as well. So what are you highlighting in your life? What are you highlighting in the world? Because the more of what you highlight, that's the more that gets highlighted. I recently had a conversation with my friend. It was a very deep talk, because there are really negative things happening in the world. There's always negative things happening in the world. And she almost felt bad going out and enjoying herself while negative things are going on. And the thing is like, if you live in that mentality, like, I can't enjoy myself if there's negative things happening, I need to focus on that. It's like, well, now you're just contributing to a negative outlook. You're contributing to more people suffering. If you feel like you need to suffer because other people are suffering, now more people are suffering. Why not contribute to the goodness in the world, contribute more to that energy, because that trickles down the line. The more that we can contribute to the good energy in the world, the more that will trickle down and transform more of the world and more of the planet. The more that you focus on peace, the more that you focus on enjoyment and laughter, the more that you're going to amplify that in the world. It's not about denying what's going on. It's about accepting it, looking at that, and asking yourself, what do I want to contribute? What do I want to do? and do what you can to contribute to the goodness. It's like trying to fight war with war or trying to fight war with peace. Like, how are you wanting to approach that situation? If you approach it with more war, more negativity, that's what you're now contributing to the world. You're creating more of that in the world. So what do you want to contribute? Anyway, that's that rant. So being the poet, highlighting what you want to highlight. Stepping out of that illusion, elevating, that is who you're becoming. You're becoming the one where you're going to romanticize more of your life, be able to enjoy more of your life and highlight those good aspects. I feel like you're going to be networking. I feel like you're going to be making really good connections that are going to bring you to higher places, networking with people who are on your same path where you both get to amplify each other and amplify more of your path in life and amplify more of where you're going. Okay? This is also what it says on here, enhances unity through the sharing of information, engenders social awareness and empathy. So it's like, yes, we are aware of what's happening in the world, but we're also asking ourselves, what do I want to bring more of? What do I want to contribute? Do I want to contribute more compassion? Do I want to contribute to the betterment of the world? And how does that look? Does it look like me choosing suffering too? Or does it look like me choosing to contribute in a compassionate way? We also have the card here of Temple. So sanctify, devote, commune, reflect. I feel like you're going to devote to a higher cause in your life, a higher purpose. I feel like you're really wanting to create more purpose in your life. And purpose creates fulfillment. So maybe you're like going to try to find your ikigai, which is like a Japanese philosophy. If you don't know what an ikigai is, please go search it up. It's Ikigai. It is wisdom of how to find more of your purpose. And yeah, there's a whole lot to go on about that. We also have sanctuary, creating a sanctuary for yourself. Who you're now becoming is somebody who you're going to protect your energy so much more. You're going to be more cautious about what you focus on in the world because you're being more aware of your energy and how your energy gets affected by other things, other people, news, and all that. You're going to treat your body more like a temple. I feel like you're also wanting to become more like pure. You're not wanting to feed yourself bad foods or other things that lower your energy, lower your vibe. You're treating your body, your mind, and your soul like a temple, like a sanctuary. And the fact that you have temple and sanctuary, those two are very symbolic and very similar. I feel like you are wanting to make your life more beautiful, more meaningful, to also have a higher purpose of making the world more of a beautiful place, a safe place, and live a much more free life. We also have the Lion Heart card that came out for you, which is prevail, endure, dare, and confront. The Lion Heart, that pure of heart. Look at that warrior energy, wanting to take action, wanting to create change. Seeing your own worth, your own strength, knowing that you can make that change. You can make that change for yourself. How to take action towards what you want. I feel like you're gaining more confidence. You might even do something different with your hair. That's also coming through. But look at the lioness energy that she has, and then the lioness energy that we have here in the lion heart. Prevail, dare, confront, confronting those fears that you used to have, confronting any challenges that you've currently been facing. And how can you endure and prevail over that? Your new energy that you are now becoming is elevating and overcoming old blocks, old obstacles that were stopping you from being who you really wanted to be and live the life that you really wanted to live for yourself. And your new self is going to become more social. You're becoming more social and possibly even working on social media or doing something online, working a more remote lifestyle where you can work from anywhere in the world. That's also deeply coming through. Being able to work from anywhere in the world and living this freedom type of lifestyle, being more free. Let's go ahead and dive into our tarot cards. So let's see my group number 5s. I don't know if I've randomly said group 4 in this reading as well. I'm so used to the last group being group 4. For some reason that was like ringing in my head, but yeah, we're definitely on group 5. You are my group 5s. So let's see, any last information for my group 5s? Let's get some tarot cards here. We have the World being reversed. I think you're finding a new place in the world for yourself. And I also see you being much more of a traveler, much more of a free lifestyle, or being more remote. There's like a remote energy that I'm getting. Also with the World card, I feel like you're here to shift the world, and I feel like you're wanting to have a different place in the world than what most people have. Maybe you're going to be offering new perspectives to the world. We also have Strength. That one was supposed to be upright. I like flipped it over with the way that I turned the card over. Anyway, we have Strength, which is also another Lion, by the way. There's a lot of Leo energy that you have. So this is your time to come into the spotlight. Maybe you've been thinking about doing something in your life that puts you in the spotlight more. That's also who you're becoming. You're becoming someone who's not afraid of the spotlight. You're becoming somebody who is here to spread your voice, to spread your wisdom, to not be afraid to shine. You're going to shine more. You're stepping into your confidence. You're stepping into your power. Leo is also a deep inner power. It's also where our heart is so strong. We have such a beautiful, strong heart. We have so much to share, so much compassion to give, so much love to give. Lionheart. You have Lionheart, the Strength card, and this Lioness card with the marigold energy. Like, wow, there is solar energy happening for you right now. You're going through a time where now you're transforming into somebody who takes a lot of action. They do a lot. They're very productive. You're probably going to wake up more early, become more of a morning person if you're not already. And it's your time to shine. I feel like you're going to be putting yourself out there. If you've been working on a certain project, that's coming out there, and you're going to be elevating to a higher level with this. You're going to understand so much more of who you are and how you want to show up in the world. And you're literally going to be on the spotlight more. Like, that's what I have to say about that. You're going to be in the spotlight more. If you've been wanting to grow your audience, grow your clientele, that's happening as well with the networker card. You're becoming more well known. Look at all these like messages coming through. I almost feel like this is content coming through, people coming through to say hi that want to also know you, you reaching out to other people, attending events where you get to network and meet people. You're becoming more social. We also have Ace of Pentacles. There might be even a new career opportunity coming up for you, or you're even going to start a new venture. Honestly, I really see you starting a new venture, actually. That rings so true. Right when I said that, Spirit was like, ding. You're starting a new venture career-wise. There's going to be a new way that you're going to be bringing in money in your life. Yeah, there's a new avenue of money coming in. That's who you are also becoming. Let's see. Then we have also the King of Pentacles. He is reversed right now. So you're working your way up to more stability and more money in your life. And also I feel like you're uprooting yourself to start something new. There's an uprooting energy. Uprooting yourself to start something new, because you're also looking at certain things that haven't been very lucrative for you and that haven't been worth your time and energy. There's certain things that you're starting to realize that's not worth my time and energy. And you're revising those things, and there's going to be a new beginning here with this Ace of Pentacles, a new career venture, a new avenue that you are opening up in your life that's going to be more lucrative for you. It's more exciting. It's a new project. It's a new venture that you're going to be very excited about. And then we also have the Queen of Swords, and she is reversed here. There's going to be a new mindset shift, a new perspective shift that you end up going through as well. I think you have new ideas that you've been wanting to bring to life, but we just haven't taken action on it yet. You're about to, though. And this is like our Poet card when it was reversed. So when this was reversed, it was looking at the negative aspects of life, being pessimistic. That is shifting for you as well. Your whole mindset, you're going to become so much more optimistic, and that's that Lion energy. It's very optimistic. It's very awake, action-oriented, and the Lion energy as well can overcome any obstacle. They look at any obstacle and it's just like, oh, well, I got this. I have so much confidence in myself, my ability. It's also a very abundant energy. Sun is also connected to money. So being able to manifest more abundance. The sunlight also makes things more fruitful. So all of your actions are becoming more fruitful because of your new understanding of the world, breaking out of old illusions that have held you back and being able to elevate because of that. There's so much more elevation energy here for you. So group 5, lots changing. I wouldn't be surprised if you become a little bit of a digital nomad is something that I'm hearing. And being able to work from anywhere, living your own life and being able to enjoy that without feeling guilty, being able to write your own story and make it freaking beautiful, being able to romanticize your life. It's something that I feel like you're going to want to write about. Like, maybe you've been dreaming up a certain type of lifestyle and now it's your time to take action towards, yep, let's create it. Let's make it happen. Right time, right place. Your new self is just going to be at the right time, the right place. And you're going to realize why certain things didn't happen sooner for you and why they're just about to happen now. And I feel like a lot of these transformations for you, group number 5, are going to be starting to take place in 2 months from now. 5 months is also sticking out. So for general readings, I usually like to create a bigger window of time frames because it's a general reading. So for all of you listening to this, 2 to 5 months from now is when a lot of this stuff is going to start accumulating and coming together, and a lot of these changes are going to start happening. And then I really feel like in about 11 months from now, I know that sounds really specific, in about 11 months from now, your lifestyle is going to be very different. I feel like you're going to be traveling more. There's going to be more freedom. You're going to be a lot more of like that digital nomad. And there's going to be a new avenue of money that you are exploring and creating. And you're going to start to notice a lot more of that success coming in 11 months from now. You're going to start reaping the rewards of that hard work and of those changes that you're going to be making. And I just see you, yeah, there's so much freedom, like you can't be tied down. There's so much freedom coming into your life, group number 5. So that is what we have here. Thank you so much for joining me here for today's video. I hope that made sense for you and resonated in some way, shape, or form. I am sending you all so much love and cheers to your transformations. Bye.